Welcome back, y'all. Let's head on over to the crossroads, talk to Morrigan, and after that we got some people to talk to. But we are immediately doing that, because I want to see how everything gets tied together. Still gotta do Embrick's quest, too. I just noticed it's weird now when the game loads now I get hit with a encoding overload. Looks like it's running fine though. Looks like the recording's good as well.
Met, Rook.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Alluvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Alluvians in general, yes, but not the Dread Wolf's crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solus and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solus spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait. How do you know exactly what we saw of Solus's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dread Wolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
So, if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death.
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solus. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You...
As you say.
Assuming you are who you say you are, how much is a fourth elven god going to complicate things?
Only as much as you may allow.
What? That was like how Elganon and Gillenane can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mythal you heard. Her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you, then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remain free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elganon? Or Solus?
The last time Mythal faced Elganon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solus?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right. How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes. The Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solus?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solus better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf, were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solus and Mythal, I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
I don't know if I feel like, I mean, there's only so many fuck ups you can do, bro.
Well, Solus killed the Titans, destroyed the ancient elves, and wants to ruin this world to bring back his old one. But he'll always make sure you hear just how sad he is about all the murder.
If that is how you see him, perhaps the Dread Wolf's words have not served as well as he might wish.
I'll say.
'Tis not malice which made Solus your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solus was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Well, that's not terrifying at all.
You have been thrust into the lives of gods. Fate will have its way, whether or without our permission.
Even more comforting, Morrigan.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solus recovered it from Elganon, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
That sounds pretty dope.
All of that sounded great until survive the encounter.
You know Solus, and have seen Elganon, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elganon and Gillenane, or against the Dread Wolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
I only ask that you reflect upon what I have said. The Dread Wolf is not so apart from the world as he thinks. There, you have the advantage of him.
Well, I'm probably going to get blown out the same way I did against the level 40 dragon, but I mean, I at least got to try it, you know? I gotta see what's going to happen. Because if I can beat it, then yeah, I'm doing it right now.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
That's not ominous.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
chest up there.
That has to be her.
Do you believe she'll be willing to speak with us? Or are we bound for violence?
Anyway,
Guess
up
we'll find
there. Probably after Mythal, maybe.
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions. I never thought to see Kunari, who did not yet exist in my time, scurrying about in the Dread Wolf's crossroads. And you know who I am.
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Why are you here? To beg me to give up what remains of myself to help you defeat the monsters Elganan and Gillenane have become? Or do you simply think yourself ready to fight a god?
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganan and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Get it, I'll fight you. We are worthy. We must stop. We must stop the blight.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
Stopping the blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solas even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
So, okay, we passed the first test. I feel like that's just gonna piss her off. But saying we're worthy, that seems way too...
You can't want Elganan and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet the world needs rulers. So set the blight aside and tell me why I should help you topple them.
You said to set the blight aside. I don't know if I want to counter that. Making it personal. Let's go with that.
We don't need gods of any kind protecting us.
Is that so? You are a petulant child who complains that your room does not have enough pretty toys. You've no idea how many monsters lurk outside the walls of the house your parents created to keep you safe. Your words are weak. Prove your worth or die.
Everyone get ready.
What level?
Her draconic form is quite formidable.
Oh. get close enough to get a lock on to see what she's weak to. Oh. Oh ho. You're vulnerable to the good shit? Probably a wee bit too early to be fighting this, but bees! Damn it. That one always gets me. I can just keep her blighted forever. I can win this. God damn, I really need to just delay my dodge against that, I think. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm guessing it auto-saved with the battle happening. No? Do I get a chance to go through her dialogue again? Oh, no, I don't see her there. Yeah, I think it's just straight battle. Damn. I don't want to... Hang on, real fast. I'm going to look it up because I wonder if it's different things depending on... It's like, if you beat me, you'll get a harder... blah blah version. Let's see what do I get. How to obtain the easiest ways to complete Polaris' full personal quest. You can tell Mythal, I want your help, then we must stop the gods, and finally we stopped Inaris to instantly win her favor without completing the rest. Cool. Essentially, Mythal will allow you to convince her to blight the gods, your own worthiness, and having Scylla on your side. Some answers will lead to an instant fight. She transforms into a level 45 dragon, so I don't recommend that. How to convince. It's a list of the answers. I don't want those. Here we go. Should you convince or fight? That's what I want to know. The main item the players obtain from Mythal's essence, which will play a key part in deciding the story's ending. She grants the essence if players can convince her, which is the most painless way to get it. Otherwise, she turns into a difficult boss fight. Players will have to take down to get her essence. She becomes a dragon and composes significant essence obtained for certain endings. Once obtained, the essence will open up a special option during a pivotal dialogue moment with Solus, which can change the ending. Okay, so it's the same essence no matter what. I just either have to fight her for it or do the answers. And we already fucked up the answers, so oopsies. But, you know, I kind of want to live with my mistake here. Like, I picked the wrong choice. I don't just want to... You know, it would be like playing Baldur's Gate and then being like, oh, I picked... No, rewind. Sometimes you just gotta live with the decisions you made, you know? Which we'll get to it. I mean, we got the other dragon that was 40. This one's 45. Like, we'll definitely be able to win. It's just a matter of fighting it at a more appropriate time. Yeah, you want to go. How do I get over there? This is the closest. like a bare minimum if I was 30 and I had all my necrotic abilities maxed out. That would probably be a pretty big difference, but 15 levels below, yeah, that ain't happening. I'd probably bring like Tash and put all the bonus dragon damage stuff on her.
Thank you again for coming. My duties include tending to these rites of remembrance. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
I thought we'd start the rites here. A tableau of the dead, commissioned 173 years ago. These lives were flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now they serve as a warning. Don't linger overlong in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
Not sold on the healing power of skeletons.
It's all in how you approach it. That one's livelier. Here. Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
Tja. Someone must realign her thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
Seems disrespectful to abandon something you built.
Precisely. No wonder there's been an uptick in hauntings.
Wait, what?
Let's continue.
I kind of want to, since we're just going to keep Mythal like that
So, what
real
now?
fast, I just wanted to see what the questions would have been. So, let's see. We must stop the blight. You stood against it was the right answer. We must stop the gods. I was supposed to go with they wronged you. That felt almost too personal. Put the blight aside would have been a +1. If I had picked Solus is helping me, there would have been an apologize, forgotten him, respected him option. We are worthy. I would have said fighting monsters, building a safe place, or I'm following your example. I guess the we need no gods was a little like, fuck you. But they wronged you almost felt like, you know, kissing ass. Like, oh, we should definitely stop them. They did bad things to you, Mythal. They were so mean to you. We should help.
Would you
Like,
care to light the candle, Rook?
seemed like that was the obvious, like, gonna be like, I know they wronged me,
Look at
bitch.
this.
I don't need you to
The
remind me.
last tomb of the Tannhausens, a very influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Death by dragon. Surprised there was enough to bury.
Do you know, I never expected that the door we found back in the Vault of the Beloved would lead here.
So the Necropolis actually shuffles its rooms around.
From time to time, very unlikely to happen while we're inside a chamber. Could you light the next candle? Aha! One of my favorite flowers! A variegated weeping widower.
You know your plants?
Alchemy is my hobby. It's a break from teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
Right. Just on the side.
This way, Rook.
You were right about the gardens being peaceful.
The Necropolis has its dangers, but these places are a refuge for the dead.
How many people are buried here anyway?
Excellent question. We rarely should take a new census. You'll need to light these candles as well. Open your hearts to the final day, companion of all the ages. I was pleasantly surprised by your respect for our undead tableau earlier, Rook. I'm beginning to think people outside Navarra find the necropolis a little unnerving.
The Grey Wardens have some unusual traditions too.
The spirits gather. Only a few more candles. Follow me. Ah, look here.
Hi. Should I say hi?
It's curious about you. We're also enjoying the gardens, but with one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oh.
A collapsed building, swift deaths. After the funeral, the Watchers took me in.
They thought the Necropolis was the best place for an orphan.
Better to learn death dwells all about us than be deaf when it calls. Yet, I was terrified of everything when I arrived.
And you still joined the Watchers?
They're what saved me. Come, the next set of graves lies ahead. Please, light the next candles if you would. There's much to recommend about the rhythm of a ceremony. It eases our worst hours. As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
And some death magic?
Well, every young mage needs a speciality. All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites, I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
It's gotta be the living, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before. We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
You told Harding that Manfred used to be a wisp until you gave him a body.
Yes, he's taken so well to it. Haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light. Once you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell. Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed. We honor the listening spirits.
Hail from the abyss.
We witness, good Watcher, faith kept in all our paths.
What was...
The Necropolis hosts many spirits. We thank these guardians for their protection and friendship. We'll need to ring the bell once more to close out the departing ceremony.
So you were really afraid of this place as a child?
It wasn't the Necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
It's part of life.
I wish I'd had your equanimity when I was younger. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying. It goes beyond dread. Can't be reasoned with or soothed over. It comes without warning. In the dead of night, sunlit streets, a raw, strangling fear struck somewhere deep past the heart.
That's an issue for a necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough. There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of host would I be if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
Well, if Manfred's excited, how can I refuse? Cheers, Manfred.
Manfred definitely best. I hope he even had a keepsake, so that's dope. Alright, so back to the world, back to the lighthouse. I had a bunch of people that wanted to talk. We're probably going to wrap things up here. Let me just take a look at what we got on deck. Time dialogue, quest, dialogue. So we're just going to boom, boom, boom. We'll go all around. We'll see what that opens up and then go from there. If it doesn't open up anything, then instead we'll make our way back to the crossroads, because that I can't do. Can't beat you. You're at the crossroads. You're at the, or Hosberg. I meant go back to Hosberg. Can't beat you. Can't do that one yet. There was one more. I just couldn't physically go there yet. Oh, I don't know. Thought I could, but yeah, I didn't see any way there. Anyway, we'll close on out here. I'll catch you on a little bit with more.